Hey everybody, welcome to the Chat Wheel, the most unprofessional professional show in Dota, as I like to call it. I'm your host, Darth. With me as always is Greg, What is Hip Laird. How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. It's been
It's
been a nice boring Saturday, which is Sunday, which is I slept a lot.
Excellent. Now, Mason sucks again, pretty much, all right? He's become a caster, right? So his ego's kind of inflated, so he wants money for each time he shows up on the show.
He demanded $1 million per show, so I just, I couldn't afford it.
Making some of this shit up. So with us this week, we have filling in is the capitalist. Cap, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, and I'm really glad to see that Greg found that the $1 million was too much for Mason, but he valued me a little bit more. He was like, why pay $1 million for Mason when I could get capitalist for $1 million?
We only had to like pay half the amount because you didn't fucking show last week, so it was fine.
There was a late fee. There was a late fee.
So, and the guest, the creme de la creme of the episode this week, Pyrian. How are you, man?
I'm the creme de la creme.
You're the
How
guest
the
of
fuck
honor.
have you guys raised $1 million for this episode? I have no idea. Because seriously, surely if you're paying that kind of moolah, you got to do better than me.
We had some really interesting photos of Too Good that we were able to auction off, and that's how we did this.
Who the fuck is paying $1 million
involve
for
Scarlet.
any? I don't care how interesting that picture is. It's got to be a picture of him lying on top of $1 million.
Hey, man.
There's compromising photos available.
I don't think someone would pay $1 million for a picture of $1 million. Like, maybe they would. Maybe I should take a picture of $1 million and try and sell that.
But that's not $1 million.
I don't think that would work.
Hey,
because
buddy,
that
you
would
want to
be
buy
like,
$1 million?
like-
Look at this.
Here
Yeah,
it is, right here. You can have it.
costs $1 million. Okay,
It's the greatest Ponzi scheme I've ever heard in my life. Let's
You
do
betcha.
it. So, Pyrian, how are you? How you been? It's been a while.
excuse me, you got that question wrong, sir.
I'm paraphrasing the question. All
Well,
right,
let
fine.
me
Well,
hear
we'll
the full
deviate
question.
from the
It's
script
called
already.
improv, and you got to just
Alright.
kind of flow with it.
No. I can't work under those conditions. I need a very
Alright,
simple
fine.
question. It was a very
Ready?
simple question. I want to hear the full thing.
How the hell are you, comma, man?
How the hell am I? I'm fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm good.
Yeah? You've been streaming daily. Now, when we were talking last night in the show, you only had time to play Dota on the weekends, but I see you streaming all the fucking time. So have you,
Yeah.
do you actually work anymore, or have you transcended to a new level? So you just stream?
I stopped working a long time ago in terms of like paid work, in terms of like a job, right? Because I actually this is funny because I'd worked jobs before, like day to day, like 9 to 5 and all that kind of stuff, and I never liked it. And then I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll stay home and look after the kids, and Mrs. Flax can work. That sounds like a sweet life. It's way fucking harder than any 9 to 5 job, and it doesn't pay shit. And imagine the job where your boss.
Children.
Oh, they love you anyway. They love Mrs. Flax. She
That's
doesn't
true.
do shit. She's not there. She's never there. She sees them for like 2 hours a day because of the commute and everything. So the day in day out, they're like, "We're sick to death of you, Dad. We're all about Mum." So at the weekend, they're like, "Oh, Mummy." So I'm like, "What am I doing this for?" They don't even respect or like me, and it doesn't pay. So in terms of giving up work, my day job is like looking after my kids. So the only thing stopping me from doing more streaming or gaming or anything was basically the fact that if I stayed up till 3 a.m., like I used to, but pre-kids, when I actually had a fucking job, I'd stay up till like 5 or 6 a.m. playing games because I didn't start work till midday. And then the kids came along and it was like, nope, your day starts at 6:30. You better be ready for that. So that's why I'm on like a schedule and stuff. But as they get older, the schedule is a little more flexible, and they go to school and stuff. So like 3 days a week, I barely see them. Like they're in school and then they're just lying on the sofa watching TV because they're exhausted. So I can do a lot more games and stuff. And in terms of streaming, the thing that was affecting that was that my internet was shit, like really bad. So I upgraded to like a really good internet compared to what I had, and I'm very happy with that. So now I can stream. So that was the main difference: was kids getting older, being less of a pain in the ass, and good internet.
Are you planning on doing like the Guide to series still with the cartoon pictures? I haven't seen many of them recently. It just that sweet esports money just kind of corrupted you for it.
No, I mean, they are without a doubt the bigger videos on my channel. Like I don't know. I did so many of them, and I was saying the person I streamed the most with is Shane, right? And he's like my Irish confidant. So if I ever have any issues, I'll say, Shane, and he'll say, "What's troubling you, Period?" And I'll talk to him and I'll tell him my problems. And the main thing I had was people were saying that they were kind of getting samey. And the problem is that when you have a formula for something like that, you get into the routine of the formula. And so I thought, well, I can keep making these guides, but I can't stop making them the way they are. So I kind of wanted to change them up a bit. So I wanted to try and do some other things. So I did like a Period Flax's Guide to DayZ, which was okay. And I've been doing a lot of videos where I just play games and stuff. But in terms of just a raw Period Flax's Guide to X hero, I just haven't been struck by a hero lately. Although I am working on a couple, but it doesn't grab me as much as it used to. I'm trying to do other things, but I don't know. We'll be back, I'm sure. But I like to do the guides. But in terms of just like the guide to Skeleton King and stuff like that, I've kind of felt like it's run its course. Like, can I do much more in that format? I don't know. So I'll have to play around with it. I do have something cool coming up, which is my friend and his brother have like a film production company, and we're gonna film over the next, like I'd say next 2 or 3 weeks. We're gonna put together a live action Dota 2 movie, which should be a lot of fun.
That
Yeah,
sounds awesome.
it's gonna be as good as it sounds. It's gonna be as good as it
Are you
sounds.
gonna be playing like? Can you play Crystal Maiden, please?
There are no people involved in the shooting of this film.
Damn it.
It's live action, but with a difference.
I was
So
really
that
hoping
should
for
be
more
fun.
CM
Puppets.
cosplay issues.
Is it
Yeah,
puppets?
they're gonna be puppets.
It's puppets basically. Yeah, it's
Oh
puppets.
my god,
So-
this sounds awesome.
I don't want to ruin
Yeah,
it
Is that,
anymore.
is that going to be on your YouTube? How are people going to be able to see that?
Yeah, well, what we're going to do is, because my friend has a YouTube channel as well, and they like make they did the Dragon Ball Z fan trailer that was quite popular, like a big hit, and they make a they made a Watch Dogs sort of fan movie thing with like they're with Machinima, so they get lots of money from Machinima. They make, not going to mention it, but the other game, they make videos for them, and they do other things. And basically what's going to happen is we're going to have a movie on my channel that's that, and then they're going to have the same one with a slightly different ending, just to kind of, you know, mix it up a bit. But it should be fun. I mean, we're gonna do it properly. Like, they know what they're doing. We're gonna fucking storyboard this. There's gonna be like effects and editing. It's gonna be ridiculous, but it is still gonna be puppets, so it's gonna be
Nice.
funny.
That sounds awesome.
So you were amazing at DreamLeague, right? Any more plans on doing more tournaments, or?
I actually did a tournament last weekend. It was way smaller than DreamLeague. It was in the UK. UK Dota is like this big, right? So my sort of friends in the UK Dota scene, I know a lot of the players, and I play Dota with a lot of the players. So it's that kind of small scene. So me and Shane went along, and my friend Durka, who I cast with sometimes as well, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun, but it was nowhere near as big as DreamLeague. But it was cool. I mean, the sleeping setup was 5 bunk beds on one side of a room, 5 bunk beds on another, and we all just slept in one room. That was where the staff slept. So compared to like TI3 or DreamLeague or something, it was a lot more low budget, low-fi, but it was a lot of fun. Because at those events, you can't drink cider from 5 p.m., whereas at this one, there was a bar like over there. So I just sat there getting hammered, and by like 3 or 4 a.m., we were just playing Dota, just screaming at each other. We're trying to shout over the CSGO tournament that's going over like 20 feet to our right. We were trying to scream just this stupid pubby game of Dota that we were playing. It was fun. It was fun.
So we had a couple questions from the Reddit thread, and I'm going to go through. There was 2 of them that were actually notable. From Restless Oblivion, did you find a team for the staff cup?
Dick Havers is my team.
Team Dick Havers. Oh
Team Dick
my
Havers.
God.
We do let girls on the team. Girls have first pick on the team. Like, if the girls want to play on Team Dick Havers, they're aboard, as far as I'm concerned. They're willing to join a team with the name Dick Havers. So far, the lineup is limited because I think that they we're not like a thing, right? Like, if you look at the teams that are on the Staff Cup, it's like things, like their organizations or their
Organizations or
companies
something.
and stuff. It's like I'm just me and my friends. Like if we can get in, why not Team X or Team Y or Team Z? So I kind of get that. Like it would be like if you basically invited me, you'd be saying anyone that anybody basically vaguely knows can put a team together. So is that staff? Like who works for me? No one. Like no one works for me. So what kind of staff am I going to put together? So previously I've just been like a ringer on teams that were desperate for a player. I mean, desperate for a player, right? So some teams, like people say, don't give up hope. Maybe someone will drop out last minute. You'll get a team. I was like, sweet. But yeah, because I played with BTS before, but I don't think they're putting in a team this year. And I played with James previously for the Good
They
Studios.
booted you.
They did because they got a really good team. Like Lumi moved in with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking snake. He stole my spot on the team. They were like, we could have P-Flex or we could have Lumi. We'll take Lumi. So, and James, James and Scriff and Webpass. Scriff and Webpass seem like cool guys. They play to win, and they did not appreciate how bad I was at Dota until I played with them day in, day out for the DreamLeague stuff. And then they were like, wow, he's really bad.
Webpass won't be competing now. I think he went on like a ski trip or something. He won't be there.
Wait.
Fuck, really?
Pyrion.
Yeah. But I think
Yeah.
they still have 5 with Scriff and Lumi. I just looked at the thingy.
What's up with the banana there, Austin?
Do I qualify for Team Dick Havers?
No.
If that's what
Not
you're
at all.
packing, sir, you in. You're in.
I know.
Hey, there was a video, by the way, for the New Year that Join Dota did.
Oh yeah.
About-
By the way, Pyrion. In case you weren't sure, when they introduced me, you actually know me by the other guy is I believe
The other guy, right?
my name. so hello, I'm Capitalist.
The other guy.
That wasn't a reference
man.
to you. That was a reference to the video, but it's cool.
I
You should just-
I know.
You should rename
I
yourself.
thought it was
I
hilarious.
don't-
I didn't take offense. I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was great. I thought it was that awesome.
I laughed myself. Like, like this is funny because there was a whole bunch of us on Skype talking about it, and I mean, Capitalist. I'm going to talk honestly now. I thought that was the cheesiest video that you guys had ever put out. Right? I honestly thought that like it was not me having a pop at JD. It was like if anybody had put that video out, I was making a parody of that shit like so hard. So.
Hey man,
moment I saw
I
it-
understand. I wasn't my like I wasn't the one going. Let's do a Happy New Year's video, guys. It'll be great. I just
Happy
showed
New Year
up to
video
work.
would have been fine, but yeah, it was like it's got to be better than that, right?
Throw some fucking
So-
snow in the air, slow motion falling down.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I was really drunk when I made that. It's not an excuse. I'm just saying, like I was so drunk when I made that I was just like laughing while I was doing it. Like I could barely put it together. And I asked a few people, "Is this good?" They were like, "You should put that out if you really don't care what people think anymore." I was like, "Fuck it, I'm putting it out." So it was funny.
It was
It
amazing.
was funny.
I
It
showed
was
it to
one of my
wife.
favorite videos.
I had to show it to my wife. I'm
videos.
like, you got to see this. Check this out. And she's watching it. I'm laughing my ass off. She's like,
This means nothing to me. Yeah.
like,
No,
all right, let me
Mrs.
explain this to you.
Mrs. Flax was not impressed. She was like, "How did you get the noise of the peeing into the toilet?" And people were like, "Did you clean your microphone?" I was like, "No, they're fucking stock sound effects, guys. You know what I mean? It's not like I recorded me pissing into a toilet. That would
Well, now
require
I
a
feel
lot
like
of
I've been lied to.
You were drinking, though. I mean, you had to have a lot of pee in you.
yeah,
you
but
were
I mean,
ready
I'm
to
not
go,
gonna
man.
drag my. Not gonna get my laptop and put a microphone while I'm
Authenticity.
peeing into the toilet. Record that.
Authenticity.
I know.
Right.
I
What?
know.
All right, so we got that awkwardness. Now you guys can kiss and make up. All right.
Cap's not having it. He's not ready to accept these
He's-
balls
Wait,
yet.
was I supposed to make a
Drinking.
kiss at the webcam? It's really
Yeah.
far away, but I mean, I could try.
Cap is like
Hold on.
the most legit one
Here.
of all.
Yeah, God, these
Pyrion, I
excuses.
need you to look into my eyes when I do this. All right, I don't want it to feel cheap.
I'm
Okay.
looking.
All right.
Oh, I'd like it if it was cheap. Like that turns me on. Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
gonna be,
yeah.
that's gonna be a great
There you
enemy
go.
gift later. You know that? It's gonna be
Oh,
amazing.
God.
I've done a
This is
lot
cool.
of stuff
Yeah.
that has been GIF worthy, but none of it has been GIF. So I'm just keep on going with the plan that it won't be GIF.
I'm gonna
Wait,
make
is
a
that
gift
is that one of
myself.
the Coca-Cola glass?
Yeah, it is actually. It's just one of the cups we have here.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
I want to say we do actually have like some structure we're supposed to be following, but when Perrin comes on, I don't fucking care. It kind of just goes to the window. I'm fine with that.
I don't deal well with structure. Like I made a promise the other day. There was a there's a UK Dota league coming up, and they were like, "Hey, can you cast this tournament for us?" I was like, "Yeah, cool." And we got through everything, and they were like, "Yeah, we'd like you to wear a shirt and a tie when you turn up." I was like, Have I done enough casting now? Am I at the stage where I can tell people to fuck off?" So I was like, "I don't do shirts and ties. I just wear a t-shirt." They were like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah. Like, that's a victory for me." And I said to all my friends, "Right, that's it, guys. I'm going to make a promise here and now. I never wear a shirt and tie for shit. Like, I don't care. If it's a funeral or a wedding, I'll wear a shirt and tie or else I can fuck off." That's a fucking P-Flax resolution right there. I ain't wearing no shirt and tie. I ain't getting tied down by the man. That's a fucking noose. That's a noose. I ain't wearing that.
My face when my job requires me to wear a suit and tie every fucking day. I have suits all over the place.
No way.
Fucking 30
So you
times.
get invited. You get invited to TI4. Valve requires
They
you to
wouldn't
wear
ask me to
a
wear a
suit and
shirt
tie.
and tie. They wouldn't ask me to suit and tie.
Comes
They
over.
said, "Can you wear a shirt with a collar?" Shirt with a collar. I can wear a shirt with a collar. Like, I have shirts with collars. But if they said you have to wear a tie, I'd like, what has happened to Dota where now apparently we have to be in the fucking boardroom? Fuck off. I ain't wearing no shit.
Dave can't even shave. He doesn't wear a tie and suit, so it's fine.
It's shirt or tie. I'll wear just a tie. Like,
So if it's
topless.
Chip and Dale thing we're talking.
Just with a tie. I'll wear that. Especially one of those cowboy ones. There's like a leather strap with a little
Yeah.
skull.
Bolus.
I'll wear that.
Bolo. Whatever.
A what?
Bolo.
Bolus.
Bolo.
A
No,
bolus?
Bolo.
The fact you know what that is. The fact that you know a
bolo.
term for it frightens me.
Yeah,
That's what it
Oh,
is.
you mean a bolo?
Bolo.
Look at my bolo cabinet. He has a
Alright,
little
why
cabinet he
not?
opens
Yeah.
up. It's just hanging, rotating a little thing. It's my bolo wheel.
It's a. Never mind. It's a long story.
All right, so we got one final question from Reddit, and that's some conduit for pain. What's the most intimidating part of playing Dota with people like Puppy?
Puppy.
I think he's saying you're bad.
No,
that guy
but
called you
puppy.
shit.
Like, seriously, if you play with better players, like, the intimidating part is the players themselves. Because I've been carried so many times now that it's, to me, I just like relax my body and just let my weight be carried. Like, it's no problem for me. I'll just do whatever they tell me. But if it's like if I do something really bad or I say something, a puppy's like, "You're an idiot. Like, you sound like an idiot." I'm just like, "God, what?" There's no get out of it. I don't have anything clever to say. I just look like an idiot because I'm like in his domain entirely, right? So, yeah, that's the hard part. When you play with really good players and they just pick you apart, and you think, "God, I'm worthless at this game," and then you sort of, kill yourself, and that's that.
This is the worst part for me. Okay. Now your name, like your image, has been around as a guy who is not very good at Dota, right? Who's very funny, theoretically, right? That's what your image is based on.
I take
Okay?
offense at that, but yeah, okay.
All right.
Fuck you.
Now, no, hold on. It gets worse. The fact is that on the solo MMR, I'm fucking 100 below you. So I am a worse Dota player than you.
Ouch.
That hurts.
Oh my god.
Darius, I think
you
you
know how
just
many
lost the
people-
privilege to be on a podcast at Dota
Well, you know what?
Podcast.
People have messaged me and said that, P-Flax, yeah, I'm a 2.9k. Like, how can you be above me? I'll be honest with you. I know that people say I'm a bad player, but I'm fucking average, guys. I'm
You're
average.
good. You're not that bad, actually.
No, I'm average. Like, I am super, super average. Like, most of it is if you're playing with good players and you do something that's kind of stupid, but also kind of good, they'll make it look awesome. But if you're playing with bad players, then unless you do something really awesome, they'll make it look even worse. So basically, it's your teammates' fault.
I feel you.
I'm on board. It's your teammate's fault.
All right, so
Blame team, win game. That's how you get a good MMR. Blame your team and rage quit.
That's how me and Cap made it. We boosted up. We
What's
just put
your
our
MMR,
teammates.
Greg?
Mine's 3,900. It's okay. I'm happy.
Try hard.
Whoa. Me and you?
Okay,
What?
I'm not categorizing us together in the MMR bracket. Cap, do you see how offended
Don't
he just
accuse
got?
me of my...
Do you see how offended he just
Damn.
got?
You're talking solo,
not in my
right?
house.
Yeah, my solo is 3,900. My group is like only 50 away or something. It's like 3,950 or something.
Nice.
It's very
Yeah, my
close.
party is like 500 higher because I tend to group with like good players, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, well, like genuinely, and this is speaking genuinely. When I solo queue, I fucking wreck that shit. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so much easier to play in my bracket
Yeah.
because you're like, oh, nobody buys dust, nobody buys wards, nobody fucking supports the 4 carries plus 1 lineup, and the 1 is still trying to play as a carry, right? So it's like the number 5 is like, fuck it, I ain't buying wards. Or like I played again the other day, and this guy bought wards, and then even though we had like the most ridiculous lineup that none of us else could buy, he was like, I'm not upgrading the courier, I bought wards. It's like, I've done my job, guys. Fuck
We're
you.
done
It's
here.
like now I'm PvEing until the 30-minute mark because I want to get my
for
fucking
you.
player.
That doesn't get better. It doesn't really get better.
Yeah, but that honestly, like when you play as a party against those kind of players, it's like really, really easy.
Yeah.
Because even if your mechanics are not the best, if you understand how to play as a team and you understand your role, you're streets ahead of the average pubby game where it's just solo queuing, genuinely. So like when I solo queue, it's like if I can find people who like actually want to work as a team, you're going to win the game. It's that easy. When you play against the higher strats, you've got to be actually good, and then I'm fucked, like absolutely fucked.
I mean, I try to-
So if you don't do what Pyrian does, you're streets behind.
Basically.
I mean, I try to play with like better players, but Greg's always like 5-stacking people to try to get his MMR up, I'm sure. And Cap just shows up like, well, we'll invite him and he'll show up. He's like, I'm in casting purgatory hell, and then he'll leave the chat. It's like, yeah, well, I guess
Where's
he's
he-
not playing.
Where's he going?
I don't know.
Has he gone to get something?
Did Greg leave? Oh yeah.
He's getting alcohol or something, maybe.
I decided I
What are
need
you
a bottle
doing?
of whiskey. Everyone calm down.
Yeah,
Oh.
Pyrian, what's more important, the professional show that we're trying to put on here, or booze?
Well, I mean,
Well, I
hold on.
stacked up a couple of cans so I didn't have to go to the fridge. So I'm working my way through one, and then I've got my spare ready, just for
I mean,
when
I'm-
we get cracking.
I mean, I gotta go soon too. I mean,
Jeez,
but,
we're gonna
What
have
is
to
that?
have
We
a,
have
we're
to
gonna
get
have to have a
actual
drink
topics.
break. Jesus.
so run an ad. Let's go. Back in a
Oh
minute.
my god. All right, we have questions for Cap now too.
Yeah, we actually had
we gotta
questions.
move along through
Oh,
these.
God.
Jesus.
We had him last week, and then he didn't show up and he had a power outage, quote unquote. So, Cap,
Uh-huh.
I'll quote this because Piran got pissed off. How's Berlin?
Don't worry, Toby has actually been pushing improv when we did the whole the New Year's thing, but our whole awards show. I'm
It
always
didn't
the
seem
person
like-
whenever we do YouTube shows or anything like that. I'm like, all right, can we write down what we're gonna say? And Toby's like, no, man, improv. You just gotta get into improv. And then we try and do the recording and we fuck it up 5 different times because somebody forgets, what the sentence is supposed to be. I'm the guy who likes structure, but Toby has been making me do more improv. So I'm okay if you want to like take away the contraction there in that sentence and ask me how is Berlin. You just go ahead, throw it out there. I'm ready for it.
All right. So let's continue along with the show notes.
So how is Berlin?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't answer it.
You dodged the question.
You answered the question
I
with
hate
like
Berlin.
statements that.
It's 'cause
All
I
right.
hate
well-
Berlin.
Well, that's how is it?
Berlin sucks on Sundays. That's what it comes down to. And today is a Sunday, so Berlin sucks.
Yeah, but doesn't really even the U.S. suck on Sunday? Nothing on television. Everything closes early. I'd rather work on Sundays. I'd rather work Sunday through Thursday and be off Friday and Saturday.
Well, we were talking earlier, right? And you remember how I was saying I've only had an apple and banana so far? There's a reason for that. Because I had just enough time to go from my home, walking to work, and in between that section, I would have stopped at a store and picked up something. Nothing is open on Sunday in Germany. Nothing. Not closes early. Nothing. Nothing's open. You can go to like a fancy sit-down restaurant. That's pretty much it. Any grocery store, anything like that, it's all closed. So I couldn't go to the grocery store on my way there, on my way to work. So all I had to eat was an apple and banana.
Nice.
So
And some noodles
that's
now.
why Berlin sucks on Sundays.
If you want to take a trip back to my childhood in the UK, things were not only not open on a Sunday, and I mean nothing open at any point on a Sunday, okay? On a Wednesday, shit closed at midday, and that was it. Like, a Wednesday was half-day closing, and all bars and all pubs shut at, like, 2 and didn't open again until 6. So if you were, like, on for an all-day session, you'd have to stop, take a break, and then you could go back in. But they all closed at 11. Nowhere stayed up late apart from the nightclubs, and they were very special.
Period sounds like he has a little bit of PTSD. Oh, it was hell back in the day.
What's PTSD?
Post-traumatic
stress disorder.
Yeah.
Right, sorry. Not a Marine. Not aware.
Wow.
It's got the PTSD. I don't know. I mean, the most stressful thing for me was like the fact that my Wi-Fi was out for a while when I was on holiday. I was like, fuck, no internet. Like, that's my idea of stress. My life has been pretty easy.
My life is the version of hell right now. I
never
have
shot
internet at
anybody.
home.
What can I tell you? Or been shot at. It's been a breeze. But shit did used to close at 2 o'clock.
So, hold on, Cap. You said your life has been hell right now. How's it like working in a full-fledged studio?
Good
Great
transition.
segue. Great fucking
Good work.
segue.
It's can be fun. Having a professional setup is obviously really, really nice, and also a lot of extra hassle. Right now, we have the studio that I'm in now. This is our professional studio. We have 3 different studios here at the company. One is for StarCraft 2. This one's for Join Dota. And then we have a 3rd studio, which Join Dota is kind of commandeering right now. Because why the hell not? We're Join Dota, so we get it. So we're kind of taking that one, but it's a pain to try and get everything set up over there. So
There's a lot of cables, a lot of things that break more than usual.
yeah, and the setups are completely different. So it's like having to try and remember everything because we don't actually the digital mixing desk over there is we don't have 2 audio cards. It just the whole entire thing is just completely different. So we jump from one studio to the other, and you have to remember everything that has changed, and otherwise you start messing things up, and everyone hates you for it.
But you've had a lot of opportunities.
I had German food for lunch. Do you get along with the German food over there? Because I know I spoke to a few people who've lived in Germany from America or from other places, and they found the amount of meat and potato that they have to eat is kind of it's borderline bowel abuse.
I think it's awesome. Honestly,
I agree. Like, I specifically go out of my way to eat German food because I'm like, this is great. But some people don't like it.
Massive amounts, like they give fries with everything, like just like and pommes. That's the only German I know right now is ananas and pommes, just pineapples and fries. They give like fries with like everything, right? And it's always like there's all this kind of meat. I think it's awesome. Now, granted, I have no idea how half of Germany isn't fatter than the U.S., but
you have like a
probably
3rd bypass by 35.
And seriously, these guys like and the mayonnaise. All right, that's the one thing I can't stand about Germany.
Mayonnaise and ketchup.
What the hell, Germany?
Yeah.
Like, why mayonnaise on everything? On everything, like hamburgers are just hamburgers are lathered with it. Goddamn, yeah, just it's wrong. It's wrong. I don't like it.
It's the same in the Netherlands and Belgium. I like mayonnaise with stuff too. Like fries with mayonnaise I love that. Like chicken with mayonnaise.
I like the fries. Well, I remember I went to Oktoberfest and I got fries with mayonnaise and ketchup and like some other sort of like there was something like sprinkled on. That was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the pink sauce when you mix like the mayonnaise and the ketchup. Oh, it's fantastic.
Make the magic sauce. You got to do that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And their beer is the best, like hands down.
Very good.
German and Belgian beer. German in particular, the best.
I mean, I have to say
about that.
Americans don't get enough credit for we do have our macro breweries, but there's a lot of very good beer available in America. That's American. Once you get past the Budweiser,
once you get past the domestic stuff.
Yeah. No. Oh, all right. Wait, whatever. God damn it.
What? I like Coors Banquet beer.
No. There's like good beer.
It's called Banquet beer.
You guys know you have you guys have you have your normal crap like Carlsberg. We've got that too, and then you have good beer like Fuller's. We have that too. America gets a bad beer rap. I get offended. Although, as I drink Scottish whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay, though. So, Cap, we got some more questions for you, but I want to kind of skip a few of them because we're, like, running way behind. So, I wanted to actually do the community questions, like, from Reddit. And Restless Oblivion asked, used to co-cast with Shiva quite a bit, It was always great fun. But after you went to JD, you never got to cast again with her. Why? I mean, she was awesome enough to fill in last week for you when you didn't show up. But you're not, you're. I know, it's like he doesn't play with us anymore, right? I mean, he's
always sold out.
Period.
Oh.
He's just like, fuck you, and he leaves. Like,
Wait.
we're the same level, man. Why not?
This is twice in 1 week that I've been accused of selling out. Spitwad accused me on the NA Dota forums of selling out. You guys realize that my persona online is called the Capitalist, right? Like, what did you expect me to do?
But in your defense, though, I will say, like, since you came to join Dota and the Join Dota League and Join Dota community, a whole lot of people have been able to cast shit they never would have casted before, which has been amazing. Greg got to cast some shit that was like, 15,000, right?
Yep.
Mason's actually gotten to cast some stuff. I don't community though, but he did. He casted like 10.5 thousand.
The game the other day with Coddle Guy was on JD's on Join Dota community.
Yeah, so he got like 10.5 thousand that got there. He did a proper shout out to the chat wheel, unlike Greg. So that was pretty exciting, right? He included all of us. He's like the what is hip crew. It was amazing. So I mean, you've given opportunities to a lot of people to like the cast that wouldn't get a shot. I mean, I'm not one of them, but that's fine.
Wait, we've avoided the whole Sheever question.
That's right.
I did avoid the whole Sheever question. All right, so it basically comes down to the fact that I just don't have time anymore. Most of the stuff that Sheever is casting, we're also casting. So obviously, I'm not gonna just abandon Join Dota stream for casting with Sheever. No. But also the fact that if she's casting stuff that we're not casting, like most of the time I'm busy anyway. But if it's something specific that we're not casting, it's probably for a reason. So, it's just we focus on Join Dota stuff. Like I focus on my work rather than I would love to be able to cast Receiver again. I just don't have the time. Is pretty much what it comes down to. So,
I think it'll happen eventually too. The stars will align.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. But shit, what was the other part?
How you're a sellout.
Oh yeah, how I'm a sellout.
That's such a shitty question. Fucking hell. Who asked that?
I'm the capitalist. What do you want?
I
got my
sold out, man.
Where you at?
You were leading the revolution. You had the bandana. You were at the barricades with us, and then you started casting Dota. What a fucking sellout!
I don't know. Anyone who calls any caster a sellout needs to get their head examined. Because casters that are selling out just want to cast more Dota. So
casting Dota, like. There's no underground movement.
Yeah, there's no
of
movement
Dota.
in Dota.
Like,
just,
what the fuck?
They just want to cast more Dota.
Spitwad was just upset that NA Dota didn't get a staff team
get an invite
again.
Yeah.
Which is not on me. I tried.
Me and Spitwad can make a team. Spitwad, it's you and me.
Hey, listen, buddy. Period. You've been on the show like twice now. You should be on the What Is Hip All-Star Feeders. That's what I'm saying.
Do you have a team?
No.
Yes. If you'll be on it,
look, all of the people we've screwed that don't have a team.
I am dragging Greg to this because he's afraid our manhood will be like destroyed.
Wait, Greg, are you like if we join we'll only get beaten and then people will lose all respect for us?
Sad.
We have nothing to lose, my friend. There is no respect.
All right, well this is in capitalist hands. I accept an invitation if capitalist can convince Holy.
What, period?
No,
right?
No, I'm sorry. Like, I can't even convince them to invite NA Dota, and NA Dota actually has people going, well, why isn't NA Dota being invited? I don't think anybody's actually said that in the Reddit.
Well, now I'm hurt.
I've never seen any comments that it's like, where's What Is Hip?
I'll convince someone who has a team to give me a fucking slot. Let me find it. They can't keep me down for long. Let me look it up.
Go for it. But, okay, going back to the community thing, just because... Thank you for actually recognizing that, because I've been putting a lot of work into the community stream, because I've been like, I came from like those. If you guys haven't noticed, the community guys are all the guys that I've casted with, NEL with, that I'm familiar with. That's why there's so many Americans there. Just happens to be. But basically, it was like I was in the trenches doing all that stuff, so I want to be able to give the guys that I left behind an opportunity to get through there and. And get their name out there, and it's working. It just happens to coincide with the fact that we also wanted to do Join Dota League, and Join Dota League is this whole idea from Holy Master that was built as a league for the community by the community, and it was supposed to be an opportunity for a lot of teams do to get their name out there, to have consistent kind of like basically you set that up as your scrim for the week. And that was supposed to be the idea is to build this like competitive community. And it just so happened that the Premier Division happened to draw all of these really, really good teams, except for Navi, Alliance. Like those guys didn't go, but they never go to anything unless they're invited for prize money. So like all the other teams came in, and we didn't really expect that. So then like the first time we miss a Join Dota League match because there's something else going on, like that was never meant for us to cast. It was just we weren't supposed to like be making money off of that sort of thing. It was just supposed to be for the community, for them to be able to cast. Well, people were like, "Oh, what the hell? Join Dota arranges the tournament and they can't even cast it. Fucking scrubs," that sort of thing. And it was like, but we said we're not supposed to be casting that. This is for you guys to cast. This is for your opportunity. So people didn't really get that idea. So I basically just co-opted that idea and made it into the community stream. Now it's a little bit more elitist since all those guys are kind of like handpicked, and I'm not just letting anyone in. But it's just sort of still the idea of trying to give the guys out there working casting every day every week their shot at being able to have the spotlight on them, which is really hard to get sometimes.
Yeah,
right.
It's been really good too, I have to say. I mean, there's a lot of good games to choose from, and you can pretty much cast as much as you can make time for. It's been the
shitty part
really
is it's not very caster friendly. Because it's meant more about
because the scheduling is a disaster, but that's okay. Like I mean, every tournament schedules is a disaster, so it's like whatever.
All right, and the final question we have from the community is from Toffee's Dota, which is, in modern Dota 2 scene, how would you describe the roadmap to success for an aspiring caster? Any words of advice to go along with that roadmap? Because you've made it, right? Toby's like shining your shoes at this point,
time,
right?
Yeah.
Right. Toby bows before you as you walk in.
Yeah, that's a typical day for me. You're right.
Malik kind of bows like a butler, right? And Zoe just sits at your feet like this, right, with like the outfit on, like from Star Wars,
like Princess
like Star
Leia.
Wars, yeah, like Star Wars, yeah.
Oh Jesus! I hope people don't think that's what my life is. No, my life is more like my life. This is why I thought it was so funny, because it was absolutely true. Aperion, when he did that parody and described me as, and I'm the other guy, I was like, God, that's so true. Because that's what it is. I mean, no, I have made it. I've got that esports money now, and I got the bug, so it's corrupting my soul right now. But it's good. It's just that it's a lot of hard work. You have to pretty much grind it out. Community thing definitely helps out. It's just always the struggle of being able to basically you have to either be really, really lucky, really, really talented, or really, really hardworking, and you have to have two out of three.
Yeah, 2 out of or 3 out of. I mean, depends, but at least 2 out of 3.
Yeah, if you're really hardworking, you'll get better, and if you're really lucky, you'll get that spotlight. If you're really talented, really hardworking, eventually the spotlight will come to you. And if you're really lucky and really talented, you'll just do one stream and end up, blowing up on Reddit or something like that. So it's just like you just got to grind it out, and it sucks because there's just like a plethora of casters out there that are all trying to get in. Like I think I squeaked in just before like the flood of the rest of the casting scene has kind of come in, because now you've got all these different casters, and it's just it's just not possible to keep up with all of them. So,
and you can never tell. I mean, Zyori went from like casting a little bit to doing a radio show to bam, BTS.
But he'd done other casting before.
And he did Han.
Yeah. I think that helps. Like a lot of Han players came to Dota, and I think a lot of them knew about him, and obviously he had the experience to be able to do it, right? I mean. Like I actually, it's funny because even though I'm like patently not a Dota 2 caster, I get asked all the time, "Hey, like when you do the next I Series, which is like a UK tournament, I'd really like to cast with you. Or when you do the next DreamLeague, you should put my name forward because I'm a good caster. Here's my Twitch channel. It's got like 4 views, and I really like your stuff." I was like, okay. And I'm like, okay, how do I explain this like without seeming like a dick? But you can't just say to someone, "Hey, I realize the field is like wide open and there's like so many vacancies. Hey, I'd like to cast with you." I just go, "Oh, thank God somebody finally asked to cast." Now it's that easy. Here's my Skype and everything and email. It's like, come on. It's like ridiculously difficult to just email someone and say, I'm 15, but I really want to do this, and I'm motivated, so you have to let me do it because I like you. It's like, it doesn't work. So what can you do? I mean, but say to people, like Capitalist said, all you got to do, you've got all the tools you need right at your fingertips. If you have the internet and you can fucking stream, get Dota tickets, stream games, and just get out there and make videos of it and post them and just be really, really methodical and do it properly. If you want to be a funny caster, make sure you're funny first. Like a lot of people saying, check out my funny cast, and you're watching and think, fuck me, this is painful. And they're like trying to drop these gags in that they're like reading off a piece of paper, and you think, this isn't funny. Like nobody would watch this and think it's funny. Or they're like trying to be really pro, and you think, I know that's wrong. And I'm like, I must be wrong because this guy can't be wrong. You look at him and you think, no, he is wrong. Like he's trying to be knowledgeable, but he doesn't know the game. So you just, I don't know, man. You got to be good. You've got to have a good voice. I mean, listen to Capitalist's voice. Capitalist's voice is fucking like perfect. I want to have sex with his voice. It's that good. So if he was a caster, seriously, he's like this kind of, it's like, it's sexy, right? So if you have that voice, that's it. That's a good start. If you come up, like I get these guys in, and we can see the man in the top lane. You think, right? The nerd from The Simpsons is not going to be a top cast. I don't care how fucking knowledgeable you are. You're not going to be. The guy's like, hey, you want fries with that? He's like, it's not going to work. So some people are not going to be casters. You're not going to be a Dota 2 caster. I'm sorry. Your mum and dad may tell you you're going to be it, but you're not going to be a Dota 2 caster. I'm not a Dota 2 caster, and people pay me to cast Dota 2, and I can't even cast Dota 2. Like, that's how fucking hard it is. You just have to fall into it. It's a combination of luck and hard work, I guess. I didn't pick the hard work side of it. I got lucky.
I think
know the game first.
Keep doing things, keep posting them, and then like make your way into a small tournament, and then I don't know, because there's lots of like small tournaments that have decent games that are looking for casters. But
you just gotta cast a shitload.
You just have to cast all the time,
and cast with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
And like honestly, like I've cast tournaments that are like just friends, like literally just people's friends. Like I cast a tournament for some guys in Sweden just for fun, like literally just for fun. So there's no harm in messaging like casters and saying, hey, can you do this, or can you come on my stream or whatever? Because if your stream is good or people like it, it could work, and all it takes is a little bit of word of mouth to get going. But I kind of think that the whole messaging someone saying, "Hey, let me cast with you at the next big tournament," is kind of like let's not stretch it a little bit. Just it's one thing people casting with you in their spare time, but it seems kind of like it almost seems like you're so naive that you don't even understand that would nenever fucking happen. That I immediately think, okay, this guy has no idea. But
yeah, because like when for me at least, when I look at a co-cast, like looking for like co-caster or something. I already have there's like a list of people who I will contact, first, no matter what, pretty much, because you have people that you like casting with. That's just how it is.
It's who you know.
Yeah,
but that's not to say it's a closed door. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Like there's people
you can get in. But
yeah,
I mean, listen to Cap. He knows what he's talking about. Cast a lot. There's like 2 out of 3. You got to be either insanely talented, insanely lucky, or insanely hard working. Pick 2 of those 3. You've got to be those 2.
And it's funny because when I was trying to break in, and I'm still trying to fucking break in the scene, but I'm not a caster, obviously. When you're just on the internet and you're just talking to all of these random people, like you add Parian, right? And people are awesome because they'll just accept a friend request, and but you don't want to feel like you're asking for things all the time. Like, hey man, how you doing? Pleasure to meet you. By the way, cast everything that we have fucking going on right now, please. You don't want to, and when you go like MLGs or the international, and like Piran and Greg meet up and like they talk and they go out and they drink or whatever. You have this. It's a lot easier than when you're online. Like just for me, for example, because I didn't get to go out there last year, and me go, hey LD, how's it going, man? It's like fine, because immediately in their brain like whatever does he want, what does he need? I'm busy, so on and so forth. So you don't. It's a lot harder to get to know people that way and get connections. It's a very slow process. I mean, fuck. Yeah. Greg looks for co-casters. He hasn't fucking asked me once, and I know Greg. All right, I live in the same city.
What a dick!
Ask me.
I got something I gotta go do.
Dick, damn. That's
but you know what?
Greg.
But you know what? But I'm not technically sound. You know what I mean? It's like I'm more like Parian, where I go like, "What the fuck's going on?" I make a joke. I'm kind of like that. I'm a color commentator versus anything else. That's why I do hosting. It's a lot better for me. because I don't need to have any real knowledge about technical skills. They can just fucking, bullshit my way through stuff if I need to. But so it's really hard to get into it, is basically what we're saying. But you got to just keep working at it. And some people it like that, and other people it takes forever until they get noticed.
Yeah,
just work a lot.
To build on to that, I've been casting for about 4 years now, on and off. It's like as I started in Han, actually went into Dota 1, Han, and Dota 2, and I've been casting for a really long time. Like I've been actually casting. A lot of people are like, "Oh, the capitalist is new into the scene or whatever," but I've actually been here for a really long time. Just people just never really, because I never built up that steam, and I've been in those categories. I got very lucky in which that I was able to basically. I've been playing this game for so long. I can be a good co-caster. I still mess up on mechanics all the time, but that's because I've been playing this game for 10 years. It's changed. You got Dota 1 mechanics, that sort of thing that still bites you in the ass. So, I can be a co-caster. So I was fortunate enough to be able to, pretty much ride Toby's coattails from co-casting to being recognized to actually working at Join Dota. But to go back to the community thing, though, for the community stream, what Pyrian was talking about, people messing with you, like I'm getting the same thing right now where people are like, oh, how do I get onto community stream? Because people see that as a good spotlight. Chances are, if you're just asking, how do I get onto the community stream, you're probably doing it the wrong way. Like it's the people I'm choosing right now. Like at first, it started off with the people who I know have been working, NEL. They've been casting pretty much anything they've given to him. So Greg is, one of my first guys that I grabbed because he's casting everything. He's been doing it for a really long time. So I know he's been putting in all the work to be able to do it. So he was one of the first guys I grabbed. But then I pulled in other people. Like Coddle Guy is a really great example of a guy who fits in a lot of work into his casts, and he casts pretty often. Yep. I don't know exactly how much he casts, but all I know is that he shows up on Reddit. He's casting. A lot of times when I look, he's there. He's casting. So I know he's working hard enough to actually improve and actually get better and that sort of thing. And I know that people like him. And so when I see all the work he's putting in with like the specific things he does to make his cast unique. So like he puts in like a soundboard and he has like the sound effects going off. Granted, I can't have that in the cast for the community stream. Like I wish I could, but that's just not that can't be on Join Dota because it can't be on YouTube and that sort of thing. But I know he's putting in that extra bit of work to make his casting career solid. Another guy is Gorgon. Like Gorgon, I didn't know him, but he apparently works for Join Dota. He does write-ups. He actually does these really good analysis that I've seen before. But I no idea he was a caster. Now he got suggested to me, so he did know somebody. He knew Malstrix, our editor-in-chief, but he got suggested to me. But the reason I actually chose, I was like, sure, I'll check him out. Whatever, man. I'll check him out. And he sent me a highlight reel. Like, he actually cut up individual videos of his casting and put together this highlight reel. And that's like, that extra bit of work, I was like, well, that's impressive. Like, everybody else, I just asked him for a VOD. I was willing to just skip through a VOD and just listen to bits of his casting. But he actually cut up a highlight reel, and I was like, well, the casting sounds great. He put in the extra work to make a highlight reel. Why not? He sounds great. So a lot of these other guys, how do I get onto the community stream? Well, you just keep plugging at it, and eventually, probably I will notice you because I'm trying to keep up to date with all the casters right now. I've got some other guys I'm keeping my eye on, but just try and like bug me with, oh, can I get on the community stream? That's not going to work because I got other guys who I know are working, just as hard, if not harder than you are. And they've been doing this for a while, and I'm going to give them the shot before I give, some guy who just sends it out in email.
Yeah, and if you guys do want to cast JDL, there is you can do that on your personal stream. That's like the whole point. There's the other group is basically public, right? The JDL group with
there
JDL
is
passwords.
A Skype group. We don't let just everybody in, but chances are, if you actually start casting some games and start talking to some of the admins
or something.
Yeah, you'll get into the Skype group. We just can't leave it open for everybody because that's how terrible things happen, and the Skype group disbands. But it just grab the Dota TV ticket. I mean, it's not going to Join Dota, so it's going to the teams. So we're not trying to buy Join Dota tickets so you can cast these games. It's not going to us. It's going to the teams. So you're giving money to the teams for an opportunity to be able to cast all these different games. The chances are, there's so many games people aren't casting, especially there's a lot of Division 2 games we don't cast at all. We stay away from that because that is just we already have hard enough time keeping up with Division 1. It's Division 2 is so far out there. It's
And there
not
are
even an
like
option.
there are good teams in Division 2. Like Wagamama's team is Division 2. PGG's team is Division 2. Like there are good games to be had all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got a couple other things we should go over.
Yeah, we actually have topics for this episode, so we'll see what we can get through. Last week or so, Free to Play documentary got announced. It's been forever.
Fuck yeah. I'm just very excited. I'm excited to make my parents watch it with me.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it to
I'm gonna do.
everyone. Everyone I care about is getting that video, and I'm making them watch it.
Yeah.
It'll let them
Yeah,
understand what I
was,
do.
It was great, and I think that a lot of people that don't know what Dota is, and I mean, that the people in my sort of real life who ask me the kind of things I do have absolutely no idea what Dota is, and when you try and explain it to them, they don't really get it, or like how there's a pro scene, or how people play it for money, and until you really understand games, really, I think, and you know what, like that's it's going to be handy for that, because I'll be able to say to my mum, for instance, okay, just watch this, and you'll understand why people say, holy shit, these guys are the best, and how amazing they are. Because the weird thing is that for all we're talking about the fact that, you know, oh, how do I break into casting? You can break into casting or any other side of the community, really, and do it in your spare time. But these guys, they don't have any spare time. Like, they literally say, I'm going to put my university life or my work life or my personal life, I'm going to put that on hold because I really think I have a shot at this. And that was, for me, the biggest sort of story of the movie was, and that really made me appreciate the players that were there, is that when they lose, they're not just losing a game of Dota like these guys. This is like their shot. Like this could be their shot. Like they might not get invited back to the team next year. They might be kicked from the team and struggle to find another one that's as good as them. So, I mean, you know, it was really fascinating to me to see that for all of us talking about the support side of the community and the game, as it were, in the game itself, the players, they make the biggest sacrifice of all. And so I think they deserve the biggest sort of shout out and respect and everything. And that's what the movie is about for me. So I can't wait to show it to other people.
Yeah.
Is it a great, because I haven't seen it, you guys have, obviously. Is it a great way for people to actually to get introduced into Dota? Because one of the
I don't
biggest
think
problems,
necessarily even
Not really.
Dota, just gaming.
Or just in gaming.
Like it's
There's-
very simple. What it tells you about Dota, it assumes you know a bit about games and stuff. Like there's some shots, but all the in-game stuff is all in the Hollywood mode, zoomed in, because it looks
Yeah.
better on the screen. When it's all like source filmmaker style. So it's
Yeah.
more looking at the actual game is more fun, but it's more focusing on the human aspect. So in terms of saying this is what Dota is, it's a
Yeah.
bad example. But you could basically put any game in there, and the story would be the same. I think.
It's much more about the players, right? That's more.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's really concentrates.
It's
on,
really good.
on
It's
Fear,
really good.
HY, and Dendy, and I really enjoyed it. I don't know. I agree. I think really the biggest thing is like, it definitely gives you a lot more perspective on like a lot of these pro players have been working to do this for, you know, since they started playing Dota. So I don't know. I'm excited to see it come out. I think people will, you know, it makes it easier to show it to people that like you said in your everyday life who really like wonder like what do you do, because you know I'm in school right now, but sometimes I have to like, you know, I cancel group meetings or leave class a little early, and sometimes people are like, what the hell, like what are you doing all this time? So I don't know, it's just kind of, it makes people, it doesn't really show much about Dota as far as like how does Dota actually work. I think at the very beginning there was like a very brief like 3 or 4 minute thing.
Yeah,
with,
yeah,
like, the
like
overview,
super brief.
like super overview of Dota, but really it's about the players, and I don't know. I'm excited for it to come out.
Yeah, so it's pretty much like the perfect thing to show like your mom or somebody who doesn't really care about the gameplay aspect, but will gain an understanding, will have a respect for what you do, whether it's just a hobby, whether it's actually part of a job, or if you know create videos about it or something like that. You know, they'll find that respect about, they'll understand exactly what you do and why you're so passionate about it.
Yeah.
And also because I mean, like the sacrifice that we're making isn't really. I guess it's not really the same, because if you spend
it's
5 or 6 years of your life playing Dota 2, how transferable are those skills to something else? Whereas the kind of stuff that we do, you could at least say, hey, I did this, and then that's kind of transferable. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not quite the same. I mean, if you're an expert in a game, that's one thing, but you can easily adapt that to other games. But if you're like a broadcaster or an interviewer, I mean, the people you see doing interviews, I mean, like Casey, for instance, it's not like she can only do Dota. Like she's, you know what I mean? At Casey Hson at the TO3, she could do an interview about anything, and that's like this was just another thing that she did. Whereas if you took Dendy and said, okay, Dendy, you're now a Counter-Strike player, he's not going to be the best Counter-Strike player in the world. Like, there's just no way. So, his dedication is Dota. So, I think it was interesting to me that the players almost became... It actually made them seem kind of sad, because you kind of think, is their career going to live and die with this game? Like, I don't know. It was, to me, I just worried about the players watching it. Like, when the parents were like... All the parents, like maybe as a parent in the background, all the parents are like, going, is my child making the right decision? Do you think you're giving up the years when you should be in university or starting out in a career? And when you're done, when people are like, oh, he's 26, he's old. It's like, holy shit, I'm like way older than that. And these people are supposedly over the hill at 25, 26. It's like, oh, he's too old to be a top player anymore. It really makes you realize that like they're kind of like being thrown into a meat grinder and just processed, and everybody just goes, oh, he's no good anymore. Like it's no big deal. But they've sacrificed 5 or 6 of the best years of their life to this game. So yeah, it really changed my perspective on players of all games, really.
And these are people that made it. We're not even talking about people that don't. Like the lesser known people who play 5 or 6 years. And you're 26, you said, and I'm 32, so I'm done. I'm never.
You're not going to make it, Darius.
I'm not going to make it.
You're not going to make it. Yeah.
But I'm sorry,
unless they make a seniors league.
I'm 3K.
Seniors League, oh god.
Seniors League, God. I might actually be alright in the Seniors League.
Me and Perry
Grandpa Flax.
Me and Perry will make a team for the older people. It's fine, no problem. But like, go ahead.
This is why a lot of my casts, I have so much respect for teams like Revenge, like Power Rangers, a couple of the American teams. Like the American scene is growing now. Yeah. But, I used to be playing with a lot of those guys in the American scene, and it was part-time, and it was something that I tried to work around my job sort of situation. Same goes with, like, the casting. But there are so many people who again, it's kind of like the whole, like, you have to be very, very talented and very, very lucky. Like, you actually have to be that because there are plenty of players in South America, in, some of the Eastern European teams that aren't able to actually be able to compete in proper teams. Like you look how many like players are on a team, and they're all from the same country, right? They're all from the same area because they got to know each other over time. They built up this passion together or something like that. They found each other, and it's just easier oftentimes to play with somebody in your own country, in your own time zone. And it's so hard. It's even harder for the people who aren't from those areas. So Revenge has always been my one big shout out. Like the Peruvians, they're like the only team from South America who has actually been able to make it anywhere onto the international stage. And all that time and everything that they commit, is the same as any other American team or any other European team. And yet they don't get the same results because of just the fact that they're, essentially unlucky in the fact that they don't live in an area where they could actually work for them. So there's also the thing that, guys, if you're thinking about quitting your day job and going to become a professional player, please don't do that. That is a terrible idea. There are very, very few people who can make that work, and the people who can make it work are already in the scene doing it. Like Eternal Envy is a great example of somebody who could make that work because he was already at that level. Yeah. Like if you think, I play, 5K rating, I'm going to quit my job and go to 6K and become a professional player somehow. That's not how it works. You have to have connections. You have to already be in the scene. You have to know other players that you establish a repertoire, because it's not just about playing well. It's about having that teamwork, having good communication, building up a network is oftentimes as important as playing well on a Dota team.
Like if you think about Admiral Bulldog, people always point to the fact that, they spotted Admiral Bulldog just in like pub games and stuff. Like people would see him around. But think about how many games of Admiral Bulldog played as just Lone Druid and Nature's Prophet. And this is a guy who was talented enough to then go to the International and win TI3. Like, that is not many players in the world, in probably the history of Dota 2, because it'll have like maybe an 8 or 10 year span.
You're
in that
frozen.
span, there will be maybe 1 or 2 Admiral Bulldogs. So the idea that people will say, like Cap says, just say, the only thing holding me back is my job. No. The only thing paying your bills is your job. The only thing holding you back is that you just aren't good enough to be, like, that good. So, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's just a question of practice. Talent plays a huge part. And if you don't already think, holy shit, I'm ridiculously good at this game, you're not going to get ridiculously good at that game, I don't think.
For instance, I know that a lot of the players on Sigma still work part-time. So
I cast a Sigma game today.
that's perspective.
Literally today.
A lot of them still work.
Yeah. Yeah. Sigma Int.
Well,
Sigma Int, yes.
Yeah.
Sigma Int.
They won. 2-1. They beat a team called House of Gamers, who I hadn't heard before, but they beat them 2-1. So, yeah, they did okay at the end. First game they lost, second game they looked better, third game they whipped them. But so that was to qualify for the DreamLeague. Actually, yeah, that was a game I lost.
They've had an interesting... They haven't been playing too well lately, but hopefully they'll turn it around. It's been a rough month or so for Sigma, but continuing onwards.
Yeah. So the next up we have is the new EG, the worst kept secret in the history of Dota ever. We mentioned it like 4 weeks ago, but this was the new team. But
Yeah.
so congratulations to Sad Boy for becoming officially EG's new lineup. The new team captain, Fear, Arteezy, Zai, and Universe. And we're expecting Arteezy's contract to be the shortest sponsorship in the history of sponsorships. I mean, I watched the stream a couple days.
Jesus.
There was some great Imgur pictures of him too, like where it's like
oh god,
ads
some
all
that are
over his
so
screen,
funny.
a pile of money in front of his webcam. I watched the stream. It was
quote
hilarious.
unquote
but Jesus.
from Monolith is I got this. So apparently he has it under control. We'll see.
And
I just hope that
that's a
EG
big
doesn't.
thing.
I hope EG realized what they signed on to by signing
That's-
Arteezy. I'm sure he'll
Yeah,
get
that's
better.
their full-time
but,
job right there. Is
Yeah,
just
dealing
Charlie,
with
just
fucking
micromanaging Arteezy as much as possible.
Oh
And
god.
we got to give a shout out to Charlie too, who is now officially the EG manager. He's also working with Cloud9, but he hasn't really confirmed how. But
He's their manager, too.
he's a new.
He's managing both the teams. I think that's fine.
That's both.
Yeah.
All right, because there's some other manager for Cloud9 that was
He's,
supposed to.
but that guy is like the manager of the whole, like the company, the general manager of Cloud9.
No, okay.
Jack. Yeah.
But he's a manager. So congratulations. He had a question about Subway, but I don't know if we really should get. But I feel like I'm a Quiznos man, like Cap. Like which one of us eats Subway? I think Subway
Cap,
is.
me and Charlie have had some very heated discussions about how Subway is possibly the worst thing you could ever purchase.
What? The sandwiches?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's not true.
What's
You
your
like
problem
Subway?
with Subway?
You like Subway, Pyrian?
Dude,
it's someone
the Italian
inspired.
BMT with ranch
Oh,
dressing
God
and red onions,
damn it.
tomatoes, lettuce. I'm all over that shit. I would
Okay,
fucking
but-
eat those forever if I could. I'm all about the
Damn it.
way, man.
Thought
It's
I
But
so
liked
only that one
inspired.
sandwich. To be fair, only about that one sandwich.
well,
the rest
I
of them I don't
guess that's
fucking
fair.
care about. Just the
It's so
Italian
inspired.
BMT. It's good.
I mean,
It's
the
too
worst thing
inspired.
ever.
It's a
They're
fucking
definitely the
sandwich.
worst.
Okay,
Are you
worst-
getting inspired by a fucking sandwich? This sandwich is inspirational. It's a fucking sandwich.
Well,
Listen,
there's
Jesus
better
Christ.
options.
Hold on, I'm
What?
paying like $8 for this piece of shit sub. Or I
He's
can
paying
pay
$8 for a sandwich. I'm paying fucking £4 for a sandwich.
Dude,
You paying
I
$8
can
for
go-
a sandwich? What is your Subway? They fucking sprinkle gold dust on top? It's still not inspiring me. Oh, here, I'll fucking wrap it in some fucking Nietzsche or something. I'll rip
me-
some pages out of my fucking physics textbook. Inspired.
Let
So
me
you
tell you
fucking
something,
Carl
okay?
Sagan's gonna serve you a fucking sandwich? It's a fucking sandwich. Just
me
eat
explain
that
something.
shit. What's wrong with you?
We have a Subway, and across the fucking street, we have a place called Al's Cafe. And Greg knows about this place. You walk in, $8.50, fucking foot and a half long sub, the Ariana with like fucking blue cheese and hot sauce mixed together with cheese. It's fucking phenomenal. You go over there and you pay like a couple dollars less for this piece of shit sub that you can't even eat twice. You can eat this sub fucking twice for breakfast, lunch.
How do you
and
eat it twice? Where you puke it back up and you eat the same thing again?
No, it's this fucking long. You cut it in half. You have one side. If I eat both sides, I feel like I'm a fat ass. All right.
Guys,
You know-
calm,
you know
calm
what that
down,
works?
calm down. The sandwich is tearing
This
us
is-
apart.
No, this is
This is all
important.
about
Sandwich
Al.
wars are tearing
This is
us
all-
apart,
This
please.
is the problem. It's all about Al. Like, Al is like, I don't care how much money I make. I don't want to be a mega conglomerate. Like, Al is a good guy. Subway is run by, like, it's like a corporate thing. So if I'm walking into a corporate place and I'm getting a sandwich as good as the Italian BMT with running in tomatoes and lettuce and ranch dressing, I'm happy. That's okay. I'll take that. Because the thing is, Darius,
They paint their
sometimes,
chicken.
sometimes, do they really?
Yes, they paint their
That's
chicken. That's why it has grill marks. They paint it on.
I don't have the fucking chicken. If they paint a chicken, who the fucking chicken? When you paint a chicken blue, it's going to be like, oh no, my life, you know, who cares? Chicken. What I'm saying is when I go into a sandwich shop and I don't know what's going on, I might ask for something like an Italian BMT. It's a piece of shit. I'm like, man, this is like the whole point of the franchise is that what you're saying is I know what I'm going to get. And sometimes a man just needs to know what the fuck he's going to get out of a sandwich. I ordered my Italian BMT. I know what the fuck I'm going to get. And that's worth £4.
Hey, listen, if there's like a Quiznos here or a Subway here, I'm going to go to Quiznos.
I don't know what a fuck
I
Quiznos
don't like-
is.
I don't like Quiznos
You have,
very much,
you have
but-
missed out, my friend. You've missed
Quiznos,
out. Quiznos phenomenal.
All right, whatever. That's enough
Cap,
fast food.
Cap, let's
sandwich
fucking hit
stuff.
him with some.
Quiznos is better than Subway. Subway is not the worst thing in the world. Everyone be reasonable. Come on now. If you've never been to a Taco Bell in your life, you've never been at Taco Bell in your life and almost shit out your whole entire life essence, then, you know, then yeah, maybe you do think Subway is the worst thing in the world. But there are definitely worse things out there. Muchas gracias. Oh, God, that's awful.
We actually drove 10 miles to get Taco Bell last Friday. Because it's been a long time.
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Yeah. It was something different, exciting. So Ember Spirit was at the captain's mode.
America. Hey guys, what are we gonna do tonight? Let's try 10 miles to get fucking fast food.
Listen.
Yeah, I got nothing else to do.
I didn't know it was that far. Otherwise, I would have said Chick-fil-A. Okay, that would have been my vote.
God damn it.
Jesus. I don't think you're building a case for yourself there.
No,
Alright.
Chick-fil-A is fantastic. Ember Spirit was added to captain's mode. Out of nowhere, like, basically.
Literally, yeah, like, oh, well, we're adding
Yeah.
in the game now.
So he's
They
done-
let you choose the salad and the dressing. Like, how many salad places have that much?
Oh, God.
Move on, move on.
This is called PTSD. Period. Okay.
Yeah, you're
20 minutes,
just
get a
over your
flashback.
sandwiches. Oh, God.
Right, so basically, MVP picked them up in the Korean Dota League and went for a manly 3 Battle Fury, 1 Daedalus build. He casually one-shotted both teams' Zephyr supports with Sleight of Fist. How do we feel about, like, this probably goes more towards Greg and Cap because we're shitty, Period. How do you guys feel about...
How often are you gonna get that fucking farm on Ember Spirit? Like,
Not very.
genuinely?
I think he's
I mean,
still
like,
very,
seriously.
very good, but not with that build. I think that build is... I don't think the Battle Fury build is viable, really, and competitive.
He's,
I
you
think
know,
he
he's
has
a fun
very,
hero.
very,
He's a
very
fun
good... I think there is a place for him as like a solo safe laner, and I've seen a lot of games. And the biggest thing is that a lot of the supports that are actually good right now are fucking terrible against him, because a lot of the supports that are popular are like, you know, magic damage supports that have stuns and magic damage, and he's very good against that because Flame Guard is fucking amazing. Also has a built-in Radiance.
As opposed
Yeah,
to
he's
one
fucking
physical
ridiculous.
damage support that there is.
Or like,
Sorry.
you know, a support with like silences. Fuck off, Cap!
Just all those magic damage
I don't know.
supports.
The
I
supports,
was like, wait, are you
supports
are you
real
just talking
shitty.
about
Well,
Alchemist?
I mean, like, no, like compare like someone like Shadow Shaman versus like
Mhm.
I don't know, Lion or something. Well, Lion's a bad example because he has a hex, but I don't
Yeah,
know, he's pretty good right
yeah,
now.
no, I understand. I understand. Silence's lockdown's very, very important. No, it's he's strong in that the fact that he's fairly versatile. So the fact that you can pick him up, he can be a really mobile ganker, more an aggressive carry, and try and be more of a 25 to 35 minute style
he's a
carry
battler,
that
battle carry.
is moving around trying to pick up kills, or he can go for that late game build. I think the late game build is a little bit less viable as he's oftentimes easily countered by late game items like Scythe of Ice, Orchid. Those side of items kind of mess him up. So even if you do build into late game and you're like, haha, guys, I can one-shot you. Yeah, what happens if you get initiated, though? It's really, really risky, I feel, as him going a late game carry. He's also has viable mid role, but we haven't really seen that too much yet. I think his biggest thing is going to be an aggressive carry. I think that will be his most successful role.
Yeah, I think I imagine him sort of like me and Coddle Guy cast a game with EG when Fear played him, and it was like right when he came out, and they just solo safe laned in with an aggro tri-lane. But the difference is, it's not like a solo safe lane where you just like AFK farm. You come to a lot of the fights because even if you come to the fights with a TP scroll, you can still go back to your lane with your Fire Spirit. So It's really
And
I
just
like
for the
him a lot. He's
record-
also fun as hell to play.
Just for the record, Greg and Coddle Guy, who's in the chat, who says you guys casted the first Ember game. No.
We casted the first Ember
I
win.
casted the first Ember game, and it was an Ember Spirit loss.
And but our game ended first.
Yeah, well,
And he
that
won.
doesn't matter. My game was more important.
All right,
so.
well, whatever. Wow, my game was more important. Fuck you.
You
MLG
fucking
riding the
you
MLG
fucking
high.
community league slug.
Oh my god.
Fucking MLG. All right,
So
so the first third-party compendium has been added to the game. Going to be coming up in DreamLeague, the Asus ROG DreamLeague Season 1. We're the first tournament to implement this, and buying the compendium will increase the prize pool and allow buyers to participate in the Fantasy League. It's not for sale yet. It starts on March 3rd, culminating in the playoffs and grand finals at DreamHack Summer 2014 for a $100,000 prize pool. So it's really kind of pretty neat, right?
I like to.
Period. Do you have any
I
inside information on this?
I actually, I only found out about this about 2 hours ago when James sort of mumbled something to me about it, and I thought that sounds cool because genuinely, and it's probably the liberal in me, but anything that results in more money going to the players is a good thing. So I honestly think that if the people buy the compendium, the players get more prize money. That's cool. I think that's a good thing. It's good. I like the fact that Valve is working hard with these organizers and the tournaments and the players to do this kind of shit. I think it's great. So, I mean, the Dream League, I had a ton of fun doing it. They were good. They let us do the TriCast, which was like this weird thing that people hadn't really done much before in Dota. And
It went well.
And, I think it went well. I mean, I think people liked it. It was cool. We kind of, I don't think Toby really expected it for the final, so we kind of surprised him with that, and it worked, I think, really well, and he was cool about it, so it was good. Hopefully they're going to do something like that again. I know that my friend Shane, who I cast with all the time, and I stream with him all the time, he's going to be out in Sweden in my stead, probably replacing me, actually, because he knows a lot more about Dota than I do, and he's Irish, and everybody loves Irish guys, so he's going out there, because I can't really spare another month that quickly. Like, if it was a year apart, I could take a month off and go to Sweden and just live like a hobo for like 3 weeks, which is basically what I did. But if I try and sell that to Mrs. Flax like 3 months after the last one, she was like, you have to actually look after the kids. I was like, oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's not going to happen.
those things.
Yeah, those little critters. But yeah, I mean, I think the Dream League's cool. I think it was good. The qualifiers and everything, so this kind of stuff just adds to that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
Any tournament that is less top heavy is for the better of esports in general. Just because, any prize pool that does something like this, increasing the prize pool by being able to have people buy tickets and that sort of thing is good for the community, because it's always the players that are getting screwed the worst. It is just the way it works. Casters, tournament organizers, really, casters. Any sort of third party that is in a part of this whole esports scene is getting the better deal. Players are routinely the ones who are getting screwed the most, especially those like the top tier teams. Oh, you win $1 million. Oh, that's awesome. But what about the guys who are placing third or fourth in a lot of these bigger tournaments, or in the international, placing the bottom 8. Those guys.
Also,
they're not
think
making
about
anything.
like they're not making as much, but think about all the guys that are owed prize money. And if you look at the statistics,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
the
That's
number of
that's
teams
the
that are
shitty.
owed prize money,
People.
holy fucking shit! It's ridiculous.
yeah.
Like it's fucking ridiculous. Like I don't know how the fuck that's legal. Like how is it that somebody competes in a tournament, you just say, yeah, we'll pay you the prize money in like 2 or 3 years time? What is up with that? Like there has to be. This is why a governing body that doesn't necessarily dictate the rules of the tournaments or standards or that shit. The one standard that should be upheld is that if you fucking have a tournament and there's a fucking prize pool, you pay people what the fuck you owe them. That really gets my fucking goat. So yeah, I think that the players get screwed all the time at all levels of any game by people not fucking paying up. That pisses me off. So something like this, hopefully that'll mean more money for players and they'll get screwed less. In the bad way. Remember, they get screwed more in the good way, but they'll get screwed less in the bad way.
Some of them
Awesome.
should get screwed less in the bad way or good way too. Just saying.
You think they get too much?
Esports groupies is a real thing, and that's how diseases spread.
Let me just Google,
All right.
Google that. I've been missing out. Damn you, Mrs. Flax.
Yeah, and period. You know,
I just
if you
Googled
become a
esports
professional
groupies.
player and weren't married.
The first question is how to be an esports groupie. That's the second one. The first one is Riot. Poor handling of esports groupies. Fucking Riot can't handle esports groupies. And someone's written a big post about it.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, dear.
Send me that link later. I'm gonna read that.
It's on Google. It's Google. It's a website.
I'm
you have
so
access to it,
lazy.
Gareth.
I'm so lazy.
What did you do
Google
to get
that for
banned
you.
from Google? Man gets banned from Google. Darius, only human being alive who is banned from Google.
You ever heard of
Google,
shiesty porn?
The picture is
No,
you going
alright.
like this. The picture of Google like looking furious. Come on, the shit I've Googled, I haven't been fucking banned yet. Jesus Christ. Naked pictures of Darius. Let me just Google that shit.
No, Perion, please. We don't.
No.
can't
Sorry,
do
it might
that
show up
anymore if you're
thing.
blind.
Go
Please,
ahead.
no.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, no, the first response I get is titled, I worked in a Walmart 1 hour photo lab for 4 years. Ask me anything.
Oh,
Is there
that was
anything you
a
wanna-
great thread. That was a great thread. Maybe Darius was in there. Wow.
I was actually. That's where my Johnson is, really.
And wait a minute, the third thing is Kate Middleton topless photos. How the fuck does naked pictures of Darius result in naked?
I have a secret
fuck
life.
is-
I have a secret
Fucking
life.
Google is a piece of shit. If Google came out today,
Man.
people would say this is terrible. Like
No,
I
it's
just look, I'm
fantastic.
looking for pictures of Darius, and all I get is Kate Middleton.
What
gotta
a
fucking
fucking
that's-
disaster that is.
Like,
That's
I
working
just-
pretty well, actually. Well done, Google. Well played.
I mean,
If
I'm
you squint at
associated
the
with that.
photo, Darius is actually naked in the background. What he does in his off time.
He's like dancing around. Oh, God.
I'm a male model, actually, a hand model.
He's got Kate Middleton's head between his man boobs, just shaking him over.
my
Face.
Stop
That's
it.
my future queen, sir. How dare you?
Oh, Jesus.
Turn me on. Relax. So, speaking of man boobs, Schwan.
I will never get that image out of my
Speaking of man
face.
boobs, Chuan. Well done. You're a good host. You're
I
so
know.
much better than Greg.
What
I know.
the fuck?
I'm told I have a better voice than him, too, and he's a caster. It's crazy. I
Oh,
know.
my God.
So, Chan has returned to IG, an interview with 2p.com, with his Molly site, actually. He outlined his reasons for...
Molly's site. All right, never mind.
Yeah, I call him
Not
Molly's
worth it.
site.
Not worth
Saying
it.
that Faith was his instrument for bringing him back in the team. The new lineup is going to be Schwan, Ferrari, 430, Faith, Luo, and Banana. So, do we think that this team could be a repeat from the international? If they could actually win it?
Seems better than the Dream Team.
Well, the Dream Team we
Seems
should
better.
talk about.
The Dream
It's-
Team, not so much of a Dream Team as when it started, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, it's called Newbie. The roster's Xiao, Hao, Mu, SMJ, and King J.
It's basically like Tong Fu plus one. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Not the Dream Team that I was hoping for.
I still feel like DK should be the challenger for the
DK is
international.
going to be the best team, I think. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
What do you think, Cap?
No, I agree. I even before like the dream team kind of changed, I still viewed DK as the stronger team because they had proven performance together and they've got just so much raw talent
I
on
don't know,
that
man.
team.
They got beat
And,
by Arteezy.
well, you know, that was before.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the new DK team is better than probably both of these teams. The IG team looks pretty good, but I'm sad there was all this lead up to the Dream Team, and now it's like Jiao 8 plus 4 people from Tong Fu. I don't know. I'm sure they'll be good.
You know, I will just say, regardless of how well teams are playing now, we know that about 3 months before TI4 this happened, there will be a big patch that changes the meta and everything changes, and some teams that weren't doing as well suddenly go and take off, and some teams that had it locked down and they were like, okay, well, we know exactly how we're going to play, suddenly go, oh fuck, we need to adjust, and
And don't
that always
forget,
happens.
one team who gets invited is going to change their roster around because the only thing that you're asked not to do is change your roster, but somehow one team is like, nah, we're going to change it, and they
They'll
get
be
thrown into the
fine.
and they just get
It's
thrown
normally
into
not
the
their fault.
qualifiers.
Somebody like, oh yeah, he fell into a pack of wolves, or he got eaten by lizards, or
It'll be like Jay
His-
over in
his-
Korea. He had a family problem, So we flew in Jo as a contract killer. And
His mum said he couldn't come out. That kind of stuff, you know. It happens.
God.
Real life is sometimes more important than esports. I know it's hard to deal with.
Don't you say that? How dare
Never.
you insinuate
Never.
that?
I take it back. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's all the topics after like cutting like 3 of them as we went because we've been here a while. We're going to give some shout-outs now. Greg, do you have any shout-outs you want to give?
Shout out to Mason. I miss you. Thank you for doing the show notes, as always. He's the person that, him and Darius put these together, so if you enjoy reading them, Pyrian and Capitalist, that's that you're doing. But thank you guys for watching, and you can follow me on Twitter at WhatIsHipTV. And check out our website. We're going to have an interview with AUI going up in the next couple days, hopefully.
Yeah, thanks a fucking lot.
Fucking 2P.
Right?
Oh my god, it was ready to go.
Fuck you.
And then they released another one with AUI, so we have to delay it a couple
I know.
days.
We had it sitting there like, oh, we're gonna publish this, and then like fucking Molly shows up with like a 15-question interview. But it's amazing about China and AUI. It's like, well, we gotta wait now.
Yeah, our interview is does not really have any of the same questions, so it'll still be good, I hope.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Pyrian, what kind of shout-outs you got?
Thank you to you guys for inviting me on. I don't deal in shout-outs. I'm English.
That wasn't in the notes, Darius. What the hell?
I haven't had time to prepare. I don't know anything about shout-outs. I mean, what do I do? Do I thank people? Do I abuse people? Is it an aggressive thing? I don't know.
You can do whatever you want. That's the good thing about shoutouts.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Holy
whatever you feel
crap,
like
that's
doing.
loud. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm too British for the shout-outs. I'll just thank you and good night.
All right, Pyrian, it was amazing to have you on. We've missed you a lot.
It
You know,
was
you-
amazing, and
you know.
I'm sure you have missed me. But thank you for having me. It's a lot of fun. You guys are cool.
You know, we were actually, when we first started getting the show together, we were talking to Pyrian about, you know, coming on the show and being regular. And I remember the quote being like, no, it just won't work. Four people on webcams, it's awkward, it's weird. It's been pretty good.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
That doesn't
I'm gonna
sound.
go-
That doesn't sound like.
I know.
Doesn't
hold on.
sound like me.
We don't
That-
talk.
that's
I don't want to commit to anything. I mean,
I mean,
Jesus
we don't
Christ.
talk that much, so if I go back in the history, I'm sure I can find it of our Skype.
You
But-
do that. You go back and find it, and then you link it to me in a quote, like a copy
you
and
may
paste,
not,
and I will.
I can do that.
as I say.
What were you
You
saying?
do it.
Sorry. That was. We may not be classy Englishmen, but that was a shout out right there, Pyrian. Shout out to
Which-
Pyrian Flax for saying this will never work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a shout out? I don't know
Yeah,
how it
that's
works.
It's kind of an
That's the
anti-shout-out,
rude
but, you
version
know,
of a shout-out,
It's
yeah.
the rude version of a shout out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I thought I had
Us-
to be
us
like.
slowly
I
Americans
thought that was
know.
I thought that was a shit talk, like, or a trash talk, or whatever it is.
I mean,
like,
that's
I thought
a
a shout out was. I
lot
don't
of
say shout out to so and
Multi-purpose.
so and Lil B and Dizzy Bo and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's kind of like props or whatever props are.
God.
I don't know. I don't know who or how to give a shout out to.
All right, you're done then. Capitalist.
Yeah.
You're done, kid.
You're nothing.
I found the quotes for you, Pyrian, by the way, so you know.
Lick 'em.
Well, I'll put it in the group chat, all right? I can read it off if you'd like. Hold on. All right. This is from 5-7, actually. Just a while ago.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So,
That's like a year
To be
ago.
fair, the first thing he says is either too many people talking at once and what just happened. I immediately talked over Pyrian.
I know.
I actually said so.
'Cause
It's
I'm
a
an
bunch
asshole.
of nerds rambling for 2 hours.
Yeah. Or people who can't really speak concisely or interestingly. We've passed that. We've done that fairly well, all right? It's a
Yeah.
bunch of nerds rambling for 2 hours. Well, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
Your
Actually,
point-
this
your
feels
point
like
was supposed to
I'm
be valid.
angling for you to fly me out to somewhere because I'm like,
I
it
know.
doesn't work over Skype.
I know, it's
Hey,
like-
use your millions to fly me to
come-
wherever
you
the
can-
fuck
no,
you guys are.
My bed is like double. We can spoon as long as
Oh
I'm little spoon.
yeah, buddy. Let me just increase the video so I can get just a look at Greg. Fuck the rest of you
Also,
guys.
also, a show over Skype doesn't work so well. Having people there means that people can react to better to conversation, which is correct.
True.
It's less droning.
True.
But actually, it all depends on who's actually in the show. And
I just want to say, I fucking make a lot of sense in this copy paste. I'm +1 to
no,
people.
it actually kind of makes sense. It does make sense. It's just we broke the mold. You know, We've done better than that. Was that uphill challenge?
You know,
right?
people only generally they only break a mold. They don't want to make any more of that thing. Like that's what
Cut
break
out perfectly. That's perfect. I don't want to.
means. Is you said we've made enough of this fucking statue. Smash it to pieces. We never want to see that statue again. That's what breaking the mold means to me. Fuck! I cut out. God damn it! That was my best fucking.
No. We heard it. We heard it.
No, I'm done.
All right, fine.
It's over. It's over.
Cap, do you have any shout-outs you would like to give?
I have a ton of shout-outs I'd love to
Jesus.
give.
Oh, can I go?
Do I need to pour new whiskey or what's the deal?
First of all, I'd like to give a shout-out to the other guy in the podcast, the other guest. No, I want to give a shout out to all the JD community guys. They're doing a lot of good work, and a special shout out to them for starting to do highlights for me, so I just have less work to do. So thank you to all those guys who are putting in a lot of hours right now. Helium, Greg, Coddle Guy, Gorgon.
You know, if you forget one person, it's gonna be.
I know,
I know.
I'm sweaty. Oh God. Okay, Hippie, Coddle Guy, Gorgon. What is hip? Pimp Uncle has.
He's on the fucking show. Are you giving him a shout out? He's on the show, and you're fucking giving him a shout out.
Helium,
shout out to Greg and Darius and Austin. Thank you so much, guys.
Fuck, I got a shout out. Nice. I got a pity
all
shout out,
the
but I'll
other
take it.
co-casters who have joined them. Thank you, and shout out to all the viewers who
nailed it.
Fans of Join Dota out there that are still supporting us. The year of Join Dota, baby, and we promise you, year of Join Dota. Guess what's happened? Like we're covering
Your website's
everything.
Still the same since 2 years ago.
Whatever. That's going to be changing eventually. Like, hey, that's not on me.
Let's keep it on one level, boys.
It's not on me and Toby, all right? We don't sit on our fucking sleeping hours doing programs, all right? That's not on us.
11 called. They want their background back.
Whoa.
Shit. Okay, it's good.
Shout out to Darius for apparently.
Did you say Lebanon?
Views.
What? Lebanon? No, the background. Oh God.
Oh. They said shout out to Lebanon. I was like, yeah, cool.
Oh shit. Okay. No.
Well done on getting your shit together, Lebanon. Shout out to Lebanon.
No, shout out to fucking Darius, who apparently brings people on just to abuse them. Like
Has he
both
been
me and
abusive?
Darius.
I have not felt abused at all. I'll be honest with you.
Let me just end the show with showing you how wrong you are about the show by pulling up these Skype notes that I have.
And I was proven right. I actually looked quite smart in those Skype notes. I'm quite happy with the copy paste.
You look good. It wasn't a bad work.
I look good.
But that's not for lack of trying on Darius' part. That's not.
I didn't even swear. I'm amazed I held back. I spelt once wrong. I spelt it with a V somehow. But I mean, I just put that down to fat fingering. But basically,
Yeah, but that's a C. It's next to the C, so it's fine.
yeah.
Do you have any other shout-outs, Capitalist?
Only flame the ones I love. Okay.
No, I'm good.
I didn't get a
shout out to-
okay, I got a shout out, but it was like as the other guy. So I'll take that. Shout out to Mrs. Flax. There we go.
There
Yeah,
you
you
go.
I got a
That'll
pity.
get you laid later. No, it won't.
No.
All right. Well, Darius.
No, shout out to Cyber Power PC as always, and if you want to follow
You
any
get
of it-
shout outs. I thought only the guests got shout outs. So the host of the show gets a shout out as well. What is
Everyone
this?
gets shout-outs.
well, because
You always
he
got
didn't
to shout out.
unbelievable.
he didn't shout out Cyber Power PC, and we don't want them pissed at us. So we
There's
gotta-
no fucking discipline to these. This is why you don't get started with the shout outs. They never fucking end. It's like just fucking shout out central. Just
Listen,
calm
if
down.
you want-
Had
if
enough
you-
shout
I
outs.
think you're
Post
the
them on a
only one
website.
sure the shout-outs
Post them on a
go ahead.
website or something. I was polite enough to give no shout outs. You guys would be like, let's drag this shit on for 10 more minutes by
Hey, listen.
fucking shout outs.
Wait, I got another shout out. I'm gonna be streaming after this, so guys, if you want to come check
That's
that
not
out,
a shout out. That's a shameless
shout out to
self-promotion.
me
There's a fucking
and my
difference.
stream.
Listen, if you want lacking discipline, I'd like to direct your attention to a show called Mad. Now,
Oh shit!
I love you, Mott.
I like that show.
It's a great show, actually. It really is. It's where we got our inspiration.
Oh man.
Oh, don't backtrack now, you backtracker.
We did. Anyway,
Shout out to backtracking. GG.
which is terrible.
Unbelievable. It's 12:30. Can I go to bed, please? Shout
No,
out to going to fucking bed.
Good night, everybody. We'll see
I don't
you.
know how these shout outs work. You might have noticed.
I will teach you afterwards. I've got a PowerPoint presentation.
All right, we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for
Later.
watching.